Imagine waking up one morning in medieval Europe and discovering that half the people you know may be dead within a year. No war, no invading army, no warning, just a mysterious disease spreading from town to town, village to village, leaving silence where life once existed. This is the story of the Black Death, the catastrophe that transformed Europe forever. The year is 1347. Europe is alive with the sounds of merchants, church bells, blacksmiths, and crowded marketplaces. Great cities are growing. Trade routes connect distant kingdoms. Cathedrals rise toward the heavens. To many, the future seems promising. But far beyond Europe's borders, an invisible disaster is already moving westward. A disaster carried by ships, by merchants, by travelers, and by tiny creatures no one notices. Within a few years, entire communities will disappear. Cities will become graveyards. Families will vanish from history, and Europe will enter one of the darkest chapters humanity has ever endured. This is not simply the story of a disease. It is the story of fear, survival, faith, death, and the rebirth of a continent. Before the Black Death arrived, Europe was a very different place. Imagine walking through the streets of London, Paris, Florence, or Venice. The roads are narrow and muddy. Wooden houses lean precariously over crowded lanes. Livestock wander through the streets. Waste is often dumped outside homes. The air carries a mixture of smoke, sweat, sewage, and cooking fires. Yet despite these conditions, life is thriving. Markets overflow with goods from distant lands. Merchants grow wealthy, churches dominate skylines, kings rule vast territories. Most people believe the world follows a divine order. Then something begins moving across Asia. At first, nobody in Europe notices. Why would they? The threat is thousands of miles away. But the world's growing trade network is about to become a highway for disaster. And soon, strange rumors begin arriving from the east. Entire cities dying, bodies piling in the streets, unknown sickness spreading faster than anyone can comprehend. Most dismiss these stories as exaggerations. They are wrong. In October 1347, ships arrive at the Sicilian port of Messina. At first glance, they seem like ordinary trading vessels. But something is terribly wrong. Many sailors aboard are already dead. Others are weak, feverish, and covered in horrifying swellings. Witnesses describe blackened skin, unbearable pain, and rapid death. The city authorities panic. The ships are ordered away, but it is too late. The plague has already landed. From Sicily, it spreads like wildfire. Trade routes become pathways of infection. Ports infect towns. Towns infect villages. Villages infect entire regions. Within months, the disease races across Europe. No one understands what is happening. Doctors are helpless. Priests are overwhelmed. Kings are powerless. People watch healthy neighbors become sick in a matter of days. One moment, someone is laughing in a marketplace. A week later, they are buried in a mass grave. The speed is terrifying, but the worst is still ahead. Now imagine standing in Florence in 1348. The city feels different, quieter. Fear hangs in the air like a thick fog. Doors remain shut. Markets grow emptier. Church bells ring constantly, not for celebrations, for funerals. Every day, every hour, people begin avoiding one another. Friends refuse to visit friends. Parents fear for their children. Children fear for their parents. Many victims develop painful swellings called buboes. Some suffer fever, vomiting, and delirium. Others die within days. The smell of death becomes impossible to escape. Carts move through the streets collecting bodies. Mass graves expand beyond city walls. Workers struggle to keep up. In some places, entire households perish before help arrives. Dogs wander abandoned homes. Fields go untended. Shops close forever. The normal rhythms of life collapse, and as death spreads, something else begins spreading too. Panic. With no scientific explanation, People search desperately for answers. Many believe God is punishing humanity. Others blame planetary alignments, poisoned air, or supernatural forces. Churches fill with frightened worshippers. People pray for miracles. Some join groups known as flagellants. They march from town to town, publicly whipping themselves in hopes of earning divine forgiveness. Their processions attract huge crowds. Their message is simple: humanity has sinned, and now humanity must suffer. Meanwhile, fear turns into suspicion. Communities search for someone to blame. Rumors spread rapidly. Accusations follow. In many regions, innocent people become targets of violence and persecution. As fear grows stronger than reason, the social fabric holding society together begins to tear apart. For many Europeans, it feels as though the world itself is ending. And everywhere they look, the evidence seems impossible to deny. By 1351, the Black Death has killed an astonishing portion of Europe's population. Entire villages disappear. Some are abandoned forever. Fields return to wilderness. Forests reclaim farmland. Roads become eerily quiet. But amid the devastation, unexpected changes begin to emerge. Labor becomes scarce. Workers suddenly become valuable. Peasants who once had little power can demand better wages. Landowners struggle to find laborers. The balance of society starts shifting. Old systems weaken. Traditional hierarchies begin to crack. The plague has not only killed millions, it has transformed the relationship between wealth, power, and work. Europe is changing, slowly, painfully, but permanently. The old world is dying, and a new one is beginning to take shape. Years pass. The waves of plague eventually slow. The dead remain gone, but life continues. Children are born. Markets reopen. Cities rebuild. The scars remain visible everywhere. Families remember lost parents, siblings, spouses, and friends. Empty houses stand as reminders of those who never returned, yet survivors adapt. Communities rebuild from the ruins. Art changes, religion changes, politics changes. Even the way people think about life and death begins to evolve. The Black Death leaves behind a Europe profoundly different from the one it entered. Its impact echoes through centuries, into the Renaissance, into modern medicine, into the foundations of the world we know today. Stand in a European city today, and it can be difficult to imagine the scale of what happened here nearly 700 years ago. The bustling streets, the crowded cafes, the towering cathedrals, all exist in places where unimaginable loss once unfolded. The Black Death was more than a pandemic. It was a turning point in human history, a catastrophe that shattered old certainties, transformed societies, and reshaped the future of an entire continent. And yet, despite fear, suffering, and loss, Europe survived. History moved forward. Because even in humanity's darkest years, life finds a way to continue. If you enjoyed this journey into history, consider subscribing for more cinematic historical reconstructions. And let us know in the comments, which historical event or lost world should we explore next?